Hi, I'm a Forester here. Today I'm going to talk to you about my latest handgun purchase, this beautiful Smith & Wesson revolver. This is the second Smith & Wesson revolver that I own, and it's a classic. This one is the Model 36, originally introduced in 1950 at the International Police Chiefs Convention. It was named Chiefs Special by a vote of the police chiefs, and it's been a big hit over the years. We talk about concealed carry a lot nowadays, but concealed carry is really nothing new. This handgun was designed for concealed carry primarily as a backup gun. There have been many variations of it over the years, including this variation. The actual model number of mine is printed right here on the frame, and it's model 36-7. I estimate that it was produced somewhere around 1990. Well, why did I buy this particular gun? Well, obviously, I had concealed carry in mind. I tend to carry my smaller pocket guns more than any other, especially in the summer months. My pocket guns are these, the C-Camp 32, and this is in .32 caliber, and also my Ruger LCP, and this is in .380, of course. But I wanted something with a little more power that I could pocket carry. I also have been looking lately for that ideal ladies' handgun, and from my experience, the two main problems with most ladies' handguns are the recoil and the trigger pull. I thought this Chiefs Special could be the answer to both of those problems. Well, let's take a little closer look at the handgun. I was in Palmetto Firearms in Columbia, South Carolina just before Christmas looking for a Chiefs Special. And it wasn't a week or two before Al at Palmetto Firearms gave me a call saying that he had this Model 36 come into the store. Now, Al is a great source of information about guns, and he's a subscriber to this channel, so I hope he comments and y'all connect with him. I got to the store as soon as I could, and I picked up this beauty for my own Christmas gift. The price was right at just under $300. This was a confiscated handgun that had been released for sale. So there's no telling what mischief this little handgun has seen. The specs on it, it's chambered in .38 Special, but it can take .38 plus P loads. Now it won't take .357, and this is a .357 snap cap. It won't take those, and it won't even allow the cylinder to close. So you're not going to fire .357s by mistake. My normal carry load is this Federal .38 plus P Hydra-Shok round, and I'll show you the specs on the back. So at 5 yards, the bullet's going to be traveling around 950 feet per second. I have confidence that that's going to get the job done, so I'm not really concerned about that round at all. It'll only carry 5 rounds, of course, and so that's a slight drawback. I typically carry a speed loader, though, that would give me an extra 5 rounds. This barrel is just under 2 inches long, which is great for concealed carry. Now the blued finish is in great condition, and I'll try to get the gun in the light to where you can see that. It's in great condition. It does have a few very minor rust spots showing up, but I doubt the camera's going to even be able to pick them up. The sights are your common ramp front sights, and the rear sight is milled into the frame. I'll try to give you a picture of what that looks like. The sights are pretty good. They're decent. They're better than the LCP sights, which are basically non-existent. They're not useful at all. And the C-Camp that I carry doesn't have sights at all. Their philosophy is that you're not going to use sights in an emergency self-defense situation. So I think the sights are just fine on this gun. This is the first revolver that I've owned with an exposed hammer. I wasn't that familiar with them, and I was a little bit surprised to see that there was so much play in the hammer. But I did learn that that play is designed into the hammer to allow it to function properly. So far, I carry it with the hammer on a live round, so I have all 5 rounds loaded. Let me know what you think about that. The trigger on the gun is probably the best trigger on any of my revolvers. I don't have the exact pull weights, but it's very smooth in double action, and in single action it takes almost no effort at all to drop the hammer. I've saved the best feature for last, and that's these rosewood grips. And let me try to get them in the light so you can appreciate them. But these are beautiful grips, and I've already had comments on them. They're not the standard grips that come with the Chiefs Special. These are polished, and they have no checkering like the standard grips. I think they're much better suited for concealed carry. One other difference that I'm not totally sure about is they may be a little more rounded here at the base. There is a couple of flaws with this gun though. One is minor and one is major. The minor flaw is on the grips. It's a chip that's taken out of the underside of the grip, and I think you can see it right there. I'll get this in the light. That's a very minor flaw, and it's in a place that's not obvious, and my grip doesn't touch it at all, so that's not really a problem. But the major flaw is on the right-hand side of the gun, and it's one of the reasons why I've only shown the left-hand side of the gun so far. Let me turn the gun over and see if you can notice it. Okay, I'll get in closer and see if you can notice the flaw. There it is right there. I'm sure you've noticed it. The word Ladysmith. I've got a problem with that, and such a problem that I almost didn't buy this gun. What I don't understand is why Smith & Wesson thought adding this to the gun would increase sales. They could market the gun for concealed carry to women without adding this name on the side of the gun. All it really did was scare off men who would consider it for concealed carry. This does let you know that you're getting the straight scoop from me. I could have easily not shown this on the video or just said that I bought the gun for my wife, but the truth is I bought it for me. So I'm just going to say this is my little lady. Here's a short video of the gun in action at the range. I was shooting this target at 5 yards. Now 5 to 7 yards is probably the maximum distance that I would ever actually fire the gun for self-defense. My eyes are my limiting factor, so I'm not particularly pleased with this target, but at least it would have gotten the job done. I had 3 points of aim. One was right here, and I had 3 out of 5 rounds land within a couple of inches. I moved up to this point of aim and had all 5 rounds land within an inch of the point of aim. Then I moved up to the head and actually had about 15 rounds, all but one landed up here, but all the other rounds landed within the point, within the target. So it would have gotten the job done, but I could have done better. Let's look at holster carry options next. It turns out that this is actually one of the most important factors concerning the use of this gun. When I bought this handgun, I thought it would become one of my very favorite concealed carry handguns, and I thought probably if I was going to carry it very often, the easiest way to carry it would be in a pocket holster. Now I was fortunate enough to borrow this holster right here from a co-worker. It was made in South Carolina, in West Columbia, South Carolina, and the company's name is Seth Maker. Not sure if you can see that. I don't know that much about the company, but it does seem to be a quality holster, very sturdy, and it fits this handgun fairly well. Now, I did notice that the retention is poor. The gun will come right out if it's turned upside down. And I did have a situation where I had this in my pocket and I was on the sofa. Noticed the handgun was not in my pocket anymore when I got up. And I went looking for it and found it in the cushions of the sofa. So that poor retention can cause problems, and I had to be very careful with it. But one thing became very obvious when I carried this handgun, and right from the start, this is too heavy to be carrying pocket carry, for me at least. This Model 36 unloaded weighs somewhere around 19.5 ounces, and that's just too stout for me too heavy for me to carry in my pocket. Now as a comparison, I have 2 other handguns that I am comfortable carrying in my pocket. This one right here is my C-Camp LWS 32, and this is 11.5 ounces, and in this Delphati holster, I don't even know that the gun is there, and it's very concealable. The lightest gun that I have that I pocket carry is this Ruger LCP, and that's in .380, and I just carried in this cheap Black Hawk holster, and it's very concealable and also very light. This weighs 9.4 ounces, and it's the lightest option of these three pocket handguns. But I've come to the conclusion that I'm not going to pocket carry this Chiefs Special, and I'm looking for other alternatives. Right now I'm primarily using it as a truck gun, and considering whether I want to get a shoulder holster or some other type of holster to where I can carry it on my body more easily. So there's my take on the Smith & Wesson Chiefs Special. Now notice I didn't call it by its other name. The closest I'll come to say that is it's my little lady.